Hi, everybody. His Nibs here, also known as Norman Haas. And I just wanted to make a little thank you video as in July of 20, what year are we in now? 2017, that's it. In July, His Nibs will be 20 years old, celebrating its 20th anniversary. And I know it's hard for you to believe because I'm, obviously in my mid 30s, but nonetheless, uh, hisnibs.com well, actually, let me backtrack a second. Hisnibs.com, the website, was created in 1999, but in 1997 is when I started actually selling fountain pens full time. So I count that as 20 years. It took me a couple years to get a website up. The history of that is I'd been collecting since sometime in the late 80s. Fountain pens from various sources. And then in '92, when I was competing in the Paralympics in table tennis in Barcelona, that's when my collecting really began because it seems that in Spain, or at least in Barcelona, every other store had a pen shop with fountain pens in it. Really an incredible experience. And then a few years passed. I was still CIO, Chief Information Officer for a company, so dealing with computers a lot, and that's probably half the reason I got into fountain pens. I think many of you can identify with that. As technology gets faster, we all look for something that's going to slow us down, kind of to create a balance. And for me, that was fountain pens. And then let's see, a couple years later, I guess it was '97 itself. My wife Teresa went back to Hong Kong to visit family. And when she came back, she brought a couple of hero pens for my collection. And I was unfamiliar with hero at that time, but was very impressed with the quality versus the cost. So I asked her sister, who was back in Hong Kong, to send me maybe a dozen more. And I threw those up on the newly launched nascent eBay, and they took off. And to make a long story short, within 6 months, I had resigned my position as CIO and was doing my pen business full time at that point, exclusively through eBay. Then launched hisnibs.com, the website, in 1999. I know, last century. And have been going, I'd like to say strong ever since, but the last couple of years have been tough, not just for me, but for the industry as a whole here in the US. A lot of pen websites and pen stores have gone out of business, so that makes me doubly grateful to all of you who continue to support His Nibs. So what I want to do this month is every couple of days, I doubt I will do it on a daily basis, but every couple of days I'm going to put a new pen or writing instrument related item, like pen cases, for instance, up on the website for a day at a 20% discount to celebrate the 20 years. Now, this applies to even pens and manufacturers like Conklin and Monteverdi that I already discount 20% off of retail. So what I plan to do is have that up on the website for a day or so, each individual item. And I'll also send out newsletter updates about that for those of you who subscribe to the newsletter. And I'll put the subscription link and the website link below the video in case you're interested. And just a little way of thanking those of you who have supported me all of these years. one other thing I wanted to mention is the His Nibs website. Many people talk about how I don't have a shopping cart. It hasn't come into the 21st century. It's really old school in that you send me emails with what you'd like, and I send you a payment request via return email. And it kind of amuses me that, yes, the website is old school, but then I am selling fountain pens. So I'm not too concerned about it. I've had enough supported business over the years that the countless hours of upgrading the website is always something that gets pushed down the list a little bit. And for those of you that that causes inconvenience, I apologize, but I don't know how soon I'll be making a change to that. I've been thinking about it for the last decade and it hasn't happened. So, thanks again for your support. Please don't wish me another 20 years because I'd like to do something else than just selling fountain pens in the next couple of decades, but we'll see. And take a look at the website, and please sign up for the newsletter if you want to be updated with rather frequent newsletters, I think, and notices this month, just in celebration of the 20th. So thanks again, and see you on the website. Thanks much. Bye-bye.